That stage hype? I like hum Kid Cudi. Give me a Grammy. Oh, these are the paint markers. I've used these before. Dream catchers, you ever make those in school? I would do that. And then I would make cootie catchers. Not cootie catchers. What are these called again? There is a name for it. It's not Tamagotchi. I know this, but it's something like that.
What do you do come down from that?
That stage hype? I used to not, and it used to fuck me because then I would have even a harder time getting my voice back. But I like hum Kid Cudi. I thank God for a good show. I ice, cause like sometimes this shit just hurts. And I shower, which is nice. Like right after the show, because usually we have to get right back on the tour bus, and on the tour bus there's not a shower. So it's like we just get into the routine of like, show's done, all right, lit. If you're touring in the wintertime, it's a bitch, cause like the venues are usually freezing, but it's nice cause once you get into the shower, you just blast it. And I turn that like little bathroom into a steam room. And then I drink like 15 gallons of water after to make sure that I'm preparing for the next show. I still suffer from anger issues, but I feel like they've gotten better. They get a lot better when I'm actually consistently meditating, but because of my injury, I had to chill out on hot yoga, which is ass. It's difficult for me to do it by myself. I'm much better at guided meditation, so I'm better in classes when I actually go to hot yoga. But the times where I can't make a class and I really feel like I need to do it on my own, I find that if I visualize like a black room and a pair of lungs that are like neon sky blue and just connected by like tendons or whatever that is, like the red thing in like a black room and it's emanating light, and I just picture that doing this and I mimic my pace of breath to that, and it helps a lot to be able to just distract the monkey brain and focus on something so that you can kind of get your soul back to the ground. I don't really ever stop working on my voice, so I hope like I just keep getting better every year regarding vocal control and regarding pitch and everything. Writing wise, I feel like I got a little bit more, I don't even want to say introspective, because Kiddo was introspective too. I feel like it's just a reflection of my life. If anything's evolved, it's just that I'm having more experiences as I live my life, so I have more experiences to talk about. But maybe I've just been more committed to being as honest as I can. It's like a repercussion of success is that you end up getting more hands in the pot because you build a bigger team, because you got more shit to do. So it's difficult to maintain the purity of your music when that happens. But because it's something I'm aware of, I think maybe I put more of an emphasis and consciously made like a decision to be like, the music is pure and no, like this can't change and this can't be influenced by shit moving faster. This needs to stay as honest as how I started. It needs to stay as direct as how I started. No, damn, do I got boogers? Am I sniffing? Thank you.
No laser sneezes?
Laser sneezes. I feel like inspiration sometimes acts like a faucet, and it's like God can come and we'll do this, and sometimes it'll be drips. And when it's drips, you're building a song slowly and you're constructing it like consciously, being like, no, this is wrong, this has to go, this has to add, and you're constructing it. And then sometimes God just comes and goes and you don't have to write anything down, and it's just like a freestyle and it's a vibe and shit. It's just easy. It's not like I left the session knowing it was for somebody else. Every session I leave is still my kid. It just feels good to have that freedom, like to not feel constricted by like, wow, I can only make like this. I'm so happy about that, to not feel like I can only make this kind of music, because as a songwriter, it's just nice to have that outlet. And I have a tendency to make like, I don't know, like 5 songs per session. And if we're doing 4 sessions a week or 5 sessions a week, and then think about that in a month, and there's a lot of songs, and if you're only choosing songs for yourself, those are like your kids. You're killing off your kids. You'll be like, you're never gonna see the light of day. You're never gonna see the light of day. You're never gonna see the light, because nobody wants a 40-song album. So it's nice to know that even the kids that can't come with me are gonna find a home somewhere else. Sound like a mean-ass mom. Working with Eminem was fucking crazy. He's mad cool. He's fluent in sarcasm, which is sick and lit. I was nervous. And not for nothing, like more times I'm chill. Like when I am working with other people, more times the energy is just chill, because that's just what it is. But when I'm at Eminem, I like you know when you can audibly hear someone exhale because you're like like I did one of those. And then what I said earlier about the faucet, I was scared. I was praying to God and I was like, man, I hope I hope it comes easy today. Especially like in front of him and in front of Rosenberg, when we're all in the studio together. I'm like, I hope it comes easy today. I hope I don't have to take this drip by drip. I hope it just comes easy. And I came in the studio and then he was like, all right, cool. And he played a beat and I was like, all right. And I had the pen and paper there just in case. And I started doing this. And then I heard it and then it started coming out. And then it just came. It was like, go. It was quick. It came. And then Rosenberg and everyone was like, okay. And I was like, fuck yeah. And I went into the booth and then boom. So my manager knows Tiny's manager from a while ago. One of my managers does. And this is a good idea because you make people not censor at all. Not that I would censor, but this is slick as shit. Because then you're like, oh shit. Yeah, my manager knows his manager from before. And then we happened to meet at one of the Spotify parties. And he was mad chill. Like, that guy's the coolest. He's so mellow. You know, some people have certain sister energies or brother energies where you're like, oh, you remind me of this person because you guys share that similar just frequency. He reminds me of Black. And how, like, it's just, like, zen the fuck out. Like, it's cool. He's like that. And we had a session in LA and it was our first session. And we made, like, a few songs. But that was one of the faves. And then we put it out, and then he was like, oh no, and then it was done, and then we were thinking about who to put on it, then he sent it to Tori snapped, and then I had to edit some shit at the end because we wanted to like fix the last verse to match his second verse, and then we put it out, and then we shot a video, and then that's history. I grew up with a lot of Carlos Vives in the house, and Alquimia, La Pollera Colorada, like, one of the songs that I'm forever singing is Yo me llamo cumbia, yo soy la reina, por donde voy, no hay una cadera. I love that song. A lot of old cumbia, La Zenaida, Mi Canoita, all the time. And like Chalisa, which is crazy because a lot of those are intense heartbreak songs. But it's different because in Spanish you have the freedom to get really poetic and use imagery and just the heaviest of analogies and shit not sound cheesy. It just doesn't. But if you were to translate that in English, it runs a risk of sounding cheesy. It's just like you have more freedom in the Spanish language to do that and still do it with elegance. I've kind of been living on my tour bus for the last like 2 years, last year. Just because I got injured, I had to be at home because my chiropractor and physiotherapist and everything, my trainer, everything was there to make sure that I was getting better and back to normal so that I could get back on the road again.
Crowd surfing?
No, well it was, but it's not what you think. So at the show, it was one of those when like something's going wrong and you should have just taken the signs that something was gonna go wrong. But at the airport, they fucked up my guitar. And that never happens. They never fuck up my guitar. And we opened it and we were like, fuck, we got the show coming up. Does it still work? Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, so one of the guys, I think one of you guys said it, they were like, maybe we can make it a moment and give it to a fan. And I was like, that's lit. So during the show, near the end of it, I got off stage and I walked off with the mic in hand and the guitar in the other to the fan that was fucking bawling her eyes out. And I was like, lit, this is her. She's gonna get this. And so I walk off stage, but when I walked off, I like missed a step while walking towards the barrier, and it was metal. And I, since I had shit in my hand, in both hands, I couldn't break my fall properly. So my knee ate shit. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing that happened was I hit this note here in Shutter Island. It's like mad high, but it's cool, like dramatic, because I lean all the way back. And I do like a bridge, just like a back arch. And then I make sure that my body hits the ground at the same time, like my back and my butt and everything. It looks mad dramatic, but it's not, because I do this shit in yoga all the time. So I'm like, oh, this is fine. But I've messed up and I landed wrong, and all my weight landed on the top of my back. So I guess it like crunched back too much. And then nobody had notified security that I was gonna be jumping into the crowd. So when I climbed up, and I know homie was just doing his job because he's just thinking to make sure that I'm alright, but I do this. So when I climbed up, and he like grabbed my legs like this. So like I'm loose up here but stable down here, but I would have been fine if I just had a hand. And then when I jumped into the crowd, they kind of grabbed my legs instead of letting me go. And all those things put together fucked me up. I think it was God telling me to relax and remember that I'm human. the song was one of those where I'm like, it's kind of just, it was a vibe. It was me and Vegan and Roger, which are amazing producers, talking about love in like just the most basic way, black and white, and talking about long distance love and how much that sucks. But once the song was done, I remember that one line sticking out mad to me, the one that says the government wants us to break up. When we started talking about a video, I was lucky enough to work with Peter Huang, who's this director that I work with often, who's mad sick. He directed like Shutter Island, he helped me with Gatekeeper. And I was really happy that he was down for me being like, no, not this, not this, not that, because I wanted the treatment to actually be mad viscerally connected to that line. Because I know that it's a love song, and if someone hears that song without watching the video, they might not put two and two together. But I like that idea. I like the idea of juxtaposing that. I like the idea that they're so far opposed on that spectrum that it just lives in this black and white world. And also, as a Latina, it's really easy to empathize with all those kids when you watch those see those articles or watch those videos of like little girls crying because they're being ripped away from their fathers or their mothers, and little boys that are my color that look like me when I was a kid. That shit hurts. It's easy to cry to that. It's easy to feel that. So I just wanted to make a moment to be like, I see you. Almost done. And now we're gonna romantically brush the black marker over the E as if to say, don't worry, E. We're almost done. Lit. Thank you.